let's talk about karma. And let's talk about it from the higher perspective. The perspective of evolution, that it's a tool for evolution, for the individual and collectively. So let's talk about how it works when a soul incarnates on Earth. What actually happens is that the karmic guardians register the vibrations and frequencies in a being's energetic makeup, and from there they discern what it is necessary for that soul to learn. So even though you may have been a galactic being, the things that happened to you or that you did or that you encountered in your galactic lives also affect the Earth sphere, because they are registered as frequencies and vibrations by the karmic guardians, who then rule, based on these frequencies and vibrations, what your soul lessons will be on this plane. So karma can follow you through from lifetime to lifetime and lifetime until it is resolved, depending on what it is. Of course, it can be something very small, and then you may resolve it within a matter of weeks or months, or maybe just a few years. Okay. So there were some shifts in 2012 that were very beneficial for the karmic, for those who have heavy karma. And that is that if a soul is in the process of evolving and emotionally growing and processing through the layers that they have in their energy makeup, then at the discretion of Divine Spirit, their karmic bank account can be reduced to zero. And Callah and the ancients have worked with karmic guardians on a lot of souls actually to reduce their karmic bank account to zero, where there's been heavy karmic debt. What actually happens when this is done, however, is a thing came in called karmic backfire. And so that it means that when a soul puts out negative karma or even really positive karma, they will get the manifestation of that back almost immediately. So if they put out negative, then they will get a negative comeback straight away. For those that have actually mastered their thoughts and their emotions and their actions, this is a relief, because they can actually create the things that they want to create. It's a matter of not every potential has to manifest. It is only the potentials that you feed that manifest. Okay, so now we're going to move on to 2016 Earth shift. So what happened in 2016 was the karmic field was changed once again. Now what it means now is that whereas we always knew that if you put out good, then you get good back. If you put out negative, then you get negative back. Now this has been expanded to include you as an individual. So what you think, what you feel, how you value yourself, these will either build you negative karma or positive karma. So in fact, you can increase your positive bank account, karmic bank account, by simply being good to yourself. And that doesn't mean that you go out and buy a really expensive car that you can't afford, because that's going to put stress on you, financial stress on you, so that will create negative karma for you. So we don't want you doing that. But it is a great tool for actually increasing your positive karma. So it's a really good move. The other thing that it's important to note is, and this changes with this Earth shift too, but it will be a gradual thing, I feel, and that is that it will eventually dissolve on the Earth plane mass karma, karma that an individual carries for its entire soul lineage, karma that is carried by a soul because it's absorbed it from others, or karma that it's chosen to carry for another soul because the other soul is not strong enough to survive it in this incarnation. So these things will, with this new shift, fade out. It will become very uncomfortable for a soul to carry another's karma, for example. It's important then when you're looking at a karma to very often people have looked at someone who are experiencing a lot of negative karma and they've said, wow, they must have done some really bad stuff. That's not necessarily true, because they could be carrying karma for others, for the good of someone else. So never judge another for the karma that they have, because you don't know the full story. Okay, so there are ways, if you do feel you have negative karma, there are ways to change this. So one of the things that you can do is you can tie to a group, an organization on a regular basis that is working for the good of humanity, the animal kingdom, or the planet as a whole. You can do a service work for individuals or a group that is working for the good of the community, humanity, animal kingdom, or the planet as a whole. These things will build you positive karma. You can also be good to yourself now and honor yourself as the divine being that you are at the core of yourself. So these earth shifts are bringing in a lot of good stuff for everybody and a lot of good tools to help them move forward at this time of transition on the earth.